Hello, welcome back to Submachine 8. So we're still trying to figure out what this device does exactly. It seems to be tied to our location in the world that we are. So like if I'm here and I teleport, I come to this area, but if I move one screen to the right, I'm one screen to the right of where we entered. So it looks like the map is connected somehow between areas. Which means there must be something to the right of here, because there's something to the right of here. And if we do that, we're going to end up here, inside that ship we saw. And this looks like the small chest we need to open. And inside we find a cogwheel. And there's another note. This time showing 2 more circles with a 1 and a 2. But these look familiar, because we have some symbols here. We have a regular dot here, and we have a double circle. This one has the dot, and this one has the circle on it. So this might be in relation to a puzzle later. Over here we have a coil we can just pick up. We can't really mess with any of this other stuff though, so let's head up. And we find the stone sphere with this symbol on it. So we're just missing one more. And if you check the map, we've now kind of explored all of the rooms in both universes. So if we head back down here, this might actually be telling us that the 2 universes are like superimposed on each other, such that the same area on the map is here in this world and here in that world. So the 2 worlds are actually the same area, but we're just going between the 2 versions of it. That's quite possible. So now we got to figure out what to do with this. We don't have anything for these stone spheres or the cog, but we did see something we could put an energy coil in, and it's all the way here and up. We can't go any further in this world, but we can go back to the first one, go up one more time, and then be on top of this building. Over here was where we could put that coil, and now we can pull this lever, and this laser beam fires, a lot like the one we saw in the first video, and it activates a new button. So now we can go to the 3rd, I guess, world for now, we can call it. And in the map, I'm just going to assume we have the same regions. So we're going to be in that top right area. And we got, looks like some kind of like dinner dish sort of cover here. It's got a cogwheel on it, a lot like this one. We can't use this one here, but maybe this is the right world to use it. Over this way, yeah, this is where we in fact will use that cogwheel. And back over here, we now have lifted it up to find a cube. So I'm going to show you one of the secrets of the game that you're very likely to miss, and once again, the secrets are not required to beat the game. If we go back to the first layer, and we remember this device that was holding the stone sphere, if we push it back to its original position and go back to the 3rd layer and then move over this way, it now brings this in, which contains the first of 5 secrets. Yeah, it's kind of a how would you know to do that, but most of the secrets in this game are that way. How would you know you could do that? That's why they're secrets. So we can of course climb down here a ways. We find something on the tree here called a beamer arm. It kind of looks a little bit like one of the, or a part of one of the rings that we use to fire up the green lasers, so we might need that later. And a note. Where are you? I'm standing right beside you. Can't you see me? No. Let's compare our geotags once more. Something's off. We're at the same location, but where are you? So this lends credence to our theory that these worlds we're teleporting between really are the same world. We're in the same location because these people are apparently at the same location but can't see each other. So they must be in the different, I guess, dimensions? In fact, there was a term for this in the previous game where they're talking about the 7 layers of dimensions. And so maybe we can call this a layer, and this is a different layer, just like how in here, these areas are all layered on top of each other. Let's head back to that room we were just in. I think I got everything in it, but just in case. Yeah, I got everything there. Which also explains why Murtaugh instructed all his people, the lab and Elizabeth and such, to write notes and leave them behind, because it's the only reliable way to communicate, because apparently these notes can be seen in multiple dimensions sometimes, or multiple layers, even though the people can't see each other because they're existing in different layers. Curious. We have another one of these we push in. Seems to have an pushed out all the way, halfway in, all the way in. Once again, we don't know what they're for, so let's leave them alone. We have some kind of device here. Got a ring on the outside with a triangle pointed in, which we have seen before, but we can't move this one. It looks like there's a slot for that triangle here, and something in the center we can't move. So if we remember, in the second layer, in this exact same spot, we had the movable device. So maybe we need the device to be down there. And if we head back, this thing is moved, and we take our fourth stone sphere. There's also a secret in this room. Can you tell where it is? Well, no one can, because it is not telegraphed at all. There is a tile on the ground that you can lift up right here. And there's a secret. And over here we have a little tower and a cube there. We can push on the cube and it extends these as ladders. And we can actually stick our other cube right there. But it doesn't really do anything right now. We also have these 4 holes, which suspiciously look like they would store these stone spheres. So let's actually look at this again. It seems to be telling us the order of the stone spheres. Number 1 should be this dot. Number 2 should be the cross. Number 3 should be the stripes. And number 4 should be the circle. So this should be here. There. That should look like so. And now when we go up here, push the cube, it fires this laser. Once again, having explored everywhere we know in the 3 layers so far. Let's head now to the 4th layer. And we find ourselves in some kind of industrial thing. It looks like we'd maybe in a ship of some kind. We got a lever here that does nothing so far. We have another one of these we saw in the 2nd layer. But it doesn't do anything. If we hover our mouse over this, apparently these are easily removable, and we can crawl through these pipes, which seem way too small to fit a human, but whatever. And down here we have a drawer handle. We remember in layer 2 that there was a drawer missing a handle right over here. Let's just pop that right in. And we get a small mirror. So back to this area. Well, we can actually go left, so it didn't matter. We have a room that's full of water, so we can't climb down. But if we know our map really well, oops, we can move one more to the left and then continue as before. We've got this lever here, and it sounds like it's draining the water for us. Let's continue on, though. Find a note, or a picture, rather. So we got some arrows, the symbol of a compass, and an S. So we have seen the compass before in layer 2 with these arrows. And this must mean south. But there were only 2. We were missing one in the middle. So we still have to find one more arrow for this compass before this will make any sense. And up here we can go to the right, as we should be able to in the map. We can grab this wire and then head left. Got another one of these. Not sure what to do. But why the boundaries? Why this particular shape? The idea is to give you the glimpse of the plan, just a glimpse. Seeing it in all its glory would blind your mind. Fair enough. So apparently this is the shape we're given in all of the different layers, and there should be 7 layers in this game. We've only found 4 so far. But we gotta find some way to power up this one. So let's head back to the area with the water. So if we head back this way, now the water's gone and we can climb down, which reveals another room here that we weren't able to get to before. So this must be in all of the other layers as well. There's a little hole here we might be able to stick something in. We don't have any object for that yet. So if we go back through our other layers, in layer 3, we're in some underground room. It's got a dome of some kind. We can't get it open, but it looks very cracked. It's in a bad state, so maybe later we'll come back to this. In the second layer, another underground room. It's got one of these things in it, and a stone pyramid. We'll see what this is for later. Let's check area 1. Oh, look at that. Looks like the same type of thing, and it's got a fuse. So if we head back to area 4, we can put the fuse right in there. Just a little fun tidbit. In this area, you can actually climb up back to this room, but you can't climb down. So the only way there in the first layer is to climb down here, teleport to it, and then climb back up. But now that this power is on, we can probably head back to this first area with the power wires here, and we can use this device now, which will take us to the 5th layer. And we'll explore that starting in the next video, because I'm out of time for this one. See you then. Bye.